Hey y'all, it's Jesse with GreenTech. This is going to be a short video on how we cut a Glock 19 Gen 5 for a Leupold DeltaPoint Pro. With the DeltaPoint Pro on a Glock 9mm, that's going to include 17s, 19s, 26. You can't put the optic in front of the rear dovetail. There simply isn't enough real estate there. With that in mind, you really have three options. The first option is to move the dovetail in front of the DeltaPoint Pro. Second option, you can remove the dovetail and mill the slide to accommodate the Leupold rear sight attachment. Or, as this customer requested, we can just remove the rear dovetail altogether. If you have any questions or you would like us to mill your slide for you, please feel free to reach out to us either by commenting in the comment section below or on our website, www.greentectactical.com. The first operation you're looking at is a roughing operation. The purpose of this operation is to clear out as much material as possible, as quickly as possible, so that we can get into some of the finer details later. With few exceptions, this operation is typically done in two passes. The first pass clears out everything down to the very top of the indexing bosses, and the next pass will clear out any remaining material in between the indexing bosses and the floor of the optic cut. The only exception to that is we leave a small amount of material on the floor of the optic cut so that we can remove that with a finishing pass later. So now that we have the bulk of the material removed, we can start getting into some of the finer detail. What you're looking at here is a 3mm end mill doing a contour operation on the front and back edge of the optic cut. You may notice that we take several passes on each contour, and that's to help mitigate any deflection. If you don't know, deflection is when a tool, particularly a small tool like this, is pushed laterally away from the cutting surface. That small amount of deflection, if it's not accounted for, will result in an undersized pocket and an optic that doesn't fit. With the front and back pocket defined, we can now move on to the indexing bosses and screw hole post. First, we contour around each post down to the exact factory specifications. Then, we run the same operation again, but remove an extra 2 to 3 thousandths of an inch of material. This accounts for whatever finishing product is applied after the optic cut. In this case, it will be Cerakote Elite Series. Once we have all the radial stock removed from the side of the post, we run a quick parallel strategy on the tops of the post. This ensures a completely flat surface for the upcoming drilling operations. This step is honestly overkill, but it only takes about 15 seconds and it ensures that your posts are all equal in height and parallel to the floor of the optic cut. As I mentioned before, we left a little bit of material on the floor of the cut for a finishing operation. Unlike the roughing operation from earlier, finishing operations employ a very small step over and take quite a while to complete. The result, though, is a nice smooth mirror-like surface. We always finish our indexing bosses and screw hole post with a slight chamfer. Chamfering goes through and clears up any burrs or sharp edges from the previous operations and results in a more finished professional appearance. At this point, the optic should fit perfectly into the milled pocket, but we still need to drill and tap the screw hole post. You will see three tools in this segment. The first is a spot drill, which creates a very shallow pocket for the upcoming drilling operation. You can usually get away without spot drilling, but sometimes the drill will tend to walk a little bit if it's not spot drilled first. The spot drill ensures that the hole is exactly where you want it every time. The last operation that you'll see is what's known as thread milling. When we thread mill, we use a very small tool. In this case, the tool is only 0.08 inches in diameter, and that mills a helical pattern on the internal wall of the previously cut hole. As a result, you get perfect, full-depth threads each and every time. From here on, you'll have to forgive my poor YouTuber skills. My poor camera placement resulted in a very clear, close-up view of the back of my hand, and not much more for the rest of the video. Once the thread milling was complete, we checked for fit, checked thread engagement, and removed the slide to prepare it for Cerakote. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us in the comment section below or through our website, www.greentectactical.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and have a great day.